Hello and welcome to another Chris McPherson Show live watch along. The countdown to the World Cup is on. And we are getting ready and set here for the Socceroos taking on Switzerland. Live watch along. Just a reminder, no live footage. Audio commentary as we watch along. Don't want to step on the toes of the copyright rules. We are getting set though. Run through the two teams in a moment. Certainly great to have you tuning in. Make sure to hit like on the video, hit subscribe on the channel, get involved in those comments. Let us know where in the world you're watching from and who you're cheering for. How you think these two sides will go respectively at the World Cup, all that. Plenty of content coming to you again today. Have some more live streams a little later in the day. But in the meantime, let's have a look at how these two teams do line up. So, having a look at it. So, for Australia, we Patrick Beach in goals. The back three will be Alexandro Sakati, Harry Sutar, and Lucas Harrington. The midfield will be Kai Truen, Aidan O'Neill, Paul Ocon-Engsler, and Aziz Bayic. And then there'll be a front three, Nestor Irankunda and Christian Volpato making his debut in Socceroos colours out wide, and Tete Yangi will be up front. So 3-4-2-1 for the Socceroos. For Switzerland under their manager Murat Yakin. Across the back, it's going to be Manuel Akanji, Nico Alveldi, and Ricardo Rodriguez. And then it'll be a midfield five, anchored in the middle by their captain, Granit Xhaka. Out wide, it will be on the right, Sylvain Widmer and Mikhail Abisha on the left. The more central roles alongside Xhaka will be Remo Freuler and Johan Manzambi, the man from SC Freiburg. And then up front, it will be the duo, Dan Nadoya from Nottingham Forest and Zeki Amdouni from Burnley. As we get set to get underway, our referee has us all but set. And we are underway. Switzerland in possession. So Australia get a throw here, deep in their defensive territory. As his Beige takes the throw. And Kunda plays forward. Toes it out in front of himself, just slices away over the sideline, though, down the left. So now Switzerland will take the throw. Widmer to take it. Play it wide here on the right to Widmer. Looks like Widmer has set up on the right as opposed to the left as name for Switzerland. Rodriguez plays it wide now. Drops it all the way back to Akanji, who sends it back to Kobel. Heavy touch there in defence, trying to work it around from Switzerland. Australia might have their first corner here. Freuler trying to push it back and just too heavy and moving it around. For the 19th ranked Swiss side, Irankunda will take the corner for Australia. Irankunda, 2 minutes gone. Sitting dangerously headed on. Beats the second header attempt. Kai Truan was at the back post. The initial header was well taken. Sutar. I just couldn't get it onto the head of teammate Truan. Now Switzerland work it through. Elvidi. Ebsha. Play it forward here, but well dealt with by Harry Sutar. Sutar wearing the captain's armband today. Now, Vidma calling players to him. Elvidi passes it on, as does Akanji. Floated ball over the top, just trying to beat the offside trap. Abisha is there. Gets there to the 18-yard box for Switzerland. They can't get the pass into the box on target. And Australia clear it away, push it across the right sideline of defence, and Switzerland quickly take the throw. Kanji now. Working it with Xhaka. Fed through into the box. Dangerous ball there. Found the target in Abduni at the edge of the 18-yard box, but Australia just interject and clear it away. It goes back beyond halfway with a back pass from the Swiss. They're happy to work it around now. Elvidi will push it all the way back to his goalkeeper in Coble. Nestor and Kunda came pushing through, almost took the ball away. A little bit of deft work by Coble. Maintained possession. Kanji pushes it forward now, looking for a forward runner. But again, Harry Sutar is there. Playing around Switzerland, take it and turn it over, take a shot, just over the crossbar. Adoya, what about that strike? Wasn't far away at all. Almost rattled the crossbar for Patrick Beach, the Melbourne City goalkeeper, starting in goals today. Beach goes long. Will beat everyone, roll away over the sideline, almost in line with the defensive 18-yard box of the Swiss. Throw taken by Rodriguez. Headed on now by the Australians. Trying to work in close quarters is Frula. They go all the way back now to Akanji. Akanji to Elvidi across the back of their defensive line. Now they swing wide. Sylvan Vidma plays it out in front. Opportunity here to try and create space down the right. And Zambi couldn't find something, so he works it back and they rotate it to the left now. And Zambi rotates across midfield, gets the ball on. Amduni. And work it on their left flank. Frula pushes it across now. Elvidi goes forward to Vidma, back to Elvidi. He's working around in that sort of halfway corridor. Just going left to right, back to the left now. And they look to push forward. Ball endeavoured to be fed into the box, but it's just cleared away by Lucas Harrington. Swiss just happy to maintain possession. And push it down the left flank again here. Hold out to all their width of Abisha. Feeds it through midfield. The opportunity here into the box. Just pushed wide after a deflection. Patrick Beach had to come out and take on Ndoya. Ndoya got one-on-one with the keeper here. Beautiful little touch into the box. Abisha. Ndoya then just clipped it into the legs and pushed just wide of the goals. Good work from Beach and then a further deflection from Thakati. That will be a corner. Michael Abisha will take it. Floats it high back to almost towards the penalty spot. Tracking back is Elvedi. Sitting deep in the pocket is Remo Frula. They push forward on the left side. Manzambi. They work across. Granit Xhaka. Sitting as an anchor, almost a sweeper off the set piece. Now they push forward with numbers the Swiss. They're down the left again. They outflank the Australians. Nothing presenting, so they come back. Manzambi. Frula. Back to Manzambi now, wide on the left. Pushes infield, tries to thread the needle. The Australians turn the ball over, and Ndoya's into the box. Again, just stepped on by Lucas Harrington. Young man knows American conditions well. Plays the Colorado Rapids, the MLS. Well, 3 MLS players in the starting 11 today for the Socceroos. As Switzerland go forward again here, they continue to turn up the heat. Nutmeg pass through. Well broken up by the Aussies. Not completely dealt with, though. Volpato clears it wide. And they swing it out to the left for Aziz Bayic. He's got time and space. Accelerates down towards halfway on the left flank. Rotates the ball back inside for Ocon Enxler. And he goes back to Thakati. Sutar and Sakati just happy to rotate the pass around. Sakati beats a man that comes at him. Feeds the ball forward. Nice ball movement by the Aussies. Just trying to work things out. And then as soon as I say that, an erroneous pass comes. Yengi putting the pressure on. Socceroos just trying a one-man press while everyone else sits in more of a zone defense. And Switzerland have picked the holes here. Forward goes Manzambi. Rolls the ball out wide. They cross it into the box, but beats everyone. And Irankunda arrives. Nice little backheel back for Bayic. And they play it on looking for Irankunda. It was Yengi playing it wide. But it's picked off by Nico Elvedi. Elvedi, sorry. Now Granit Xhaka. Sunderland player. Rotates the pass. Dangerous midfielder. Nice lofted ball into the box here. Dangerous. Beach out and takes it off the toes of Ndoya. Ndoya's creating some real headaches for the Socceroos. The defence needs to be on. Speaking of the defence, Harrington across to Sutar. Sakati. Play it long now. Volpato goes down. Under contact. And the foul will go against Akanji. Switzerland definitely dominating the early opportunities, possession and territory. 12.5 minutes gone for the Swiss. And Socceroos match so far. Now the Swiss again pushing across their back line as they approach halfway. Elvedi comes wide now. Vidma. Elvedi again. Kanji plays it back. Now pushing forward is Granit Xhaka. Feeds the ball in behind. That's a nice play for Ndoye again. And this time he makes no mistake. They've been picking them apart, that combination. And Ndoye gets in behind. Beats the defensive pressure of Sakati. And this time, one-on-one with Patrick Beach, he finishes. The man from Borussia Mönchengladbach gets the opening goal. They were prolific in their first game against Jordan. Sorry, their last warm-up game against Jordan. Taking that one out 4-1. And they're off to a flyer here against the Socceroos. Elvedi gets the first. Wonderful finish across goal. Swiss too clinical, too strong to start. And they're away to a 1-0 lead. Now the Socceroos need to find a response because they don't look like they've really got much in their kit bag so far. Harrington comes wide to Bajic. That's a rotate back to Harrington. Back to the captain, Harry Sutar. Across to Sakati. Work it through the midfield now. Back across they come wide on the left here to Bajic. He goes down the line trying to pop Nestori Irankunda in behind, and that's successful. Irankunda inside the 18-yard box. Can he find a pass? He can, but it's picked off by a Swiss player, and now they work it forward. Remo Frula plays it wide to Ndoye. Nothing presenting forward, so he pulls up and they come back. Manuela Kanji comes across. Nico Elvedi. Back to Kanji. Across to Kanji. Flying his trade into Milan on loan from Manchester City. And nothing presenting, so they push it back across the centre circle here. That's exactly where Akanji finds it. Inside the centre circle, just tiptoeing up towards halfway. Prods it to the left. They go further wide again. As wide as they can. They're just inside the touchline. Nothing happening, so back they come. Rodriguez interjecting and involving himself, and eventually they go all the way back to their goalkeeper at the top of his 18-yard box in Coble. He's happy to work it through. Give it off to Elvedi. They push through. Nzambi, nice little involvement, nice little ball on. Pushed out in front, again return ball for Nzambi. Here they come. Amdouni gets into the box as well. Does that take a deflection? Yes, it does, the referee says, and we'll have a corner. Those through balls, whether flat or lofted, are picking apart the Australian defence. This time it was Manzambi. Just finds a nice one for Zaki Amdouni. Australia at absolute 6s and 7s defensively early. And here come the Swiss with a corner. It'll be Ricardo Rodriguez to take it. Drifts it deep towards the back of the 18-yard box where it beats most runners and is eventually picked up by Granit Xhaka. Played into the box down, Doyer will get a ball down. Played on for him. Pushes it in again and then just driven away by Harrington, cleaning up the scraps. Apologies, it was Yengi that got the last touch there, pushing it across. This little tight passing from the Swiss is such good control. Rodriguez again, this is a better one, just a little short, better direction. Sutar heads it away. Irinkunda gets in there trying to throw himself around. And we've got an offside flag up against the Swiss. So Australia breathe a sigh of relief. Just over 18 minutes gone. Socceroos go long on the pass and end up finding the head of Vidma for Switzerland. Abisha is out wide for the Swiss and playing quite a compressed and flat structure that they then break from, which creates those runs. Gets the Australians bunched defensively and then picking them off at times. They've done well, so a lot of really strong balls from Granit Xhaka for Ndoya have created opportunities. They come wide now for Vidma again, and he drops it all the way back to Coble. Kanji. Finds a runner dropping back into the pocket. He just lays it off to Elvidi. Vidma. Elvidi. Kanji. Tries to thread it wide. Might be a touch too quick even for the pace of Manzambi, and it is. To go over the sideline. About 15 metres from the byline. On the left-hand side for the Socceroos. And they take the quick throw. They move it across from Harrington. Sutar, Sakati. Kai Truan. Now Yengi. It's a pass away, but it's deflected, and the Swiss capitalise before foul is given against Volpato. Just happy to work it through their backline rotation until something presents the Swiss. Wide on the right now with Vidma. Drops back to Elvedi. Playing it on is Abisha now. Frula dropping back into the defensive line. Ball back with a Kanji now. The back of the centre circle. Plays it to the right. Elvedi. Frula. Pushes it forward, looking for a runner. The runner is Vidma. Harrington's there and just touches it over the byline. It'll be another corner for the Swiss. They're really turning up the temperature, putting the pressure on this Aussie side. It's 21 and a half minutes gone. Swiss with another corner. This time, the man taking it is Mikhail Abisha. A little too deep, headed away. Irinkunda controls it down. Push it wide to the right. Turned over again. Australians have hardly seen the ball in the attacking half today. Now a foul goes against Truant. The referee says that'll be time for our drinks break. So it was an opening goal to Dan and Doyer. Man from Nottingham Forest. Wonderful ball through from the experienced Granit Xhaka. Of course, just a reminder that hydration breaks will be a key part of a lot of the games at this year's World Cup. Temperatures in a lot of the American grounds are going to be quite warm, especially with middle of the day kickoffs in a lot of situations, especially throughout the group stages as they look to get through a prolific number of group matches. So 23 and a half minutes gone. Switzerland lead 1-0 to 0, as I said, through Dan and Doyer. Tony Popovich quite animated, having a chat to his team here around what's going on and where they're getting picked apart. And that is a very apt description of what's been happening to the Australian defence. They have been getting picked apart by the Swiss. You may say their defence has had as many holes as Swiss cheese, to be fair. And teams make their way back out from the hydration break. Almost 3 minutes lost to that one. By the time we get resumed, it'll probably be a touch more. So it will be a free kick to the Swiss after a foul just before we went away to the hydration break. And as I say, almost 3 minutes to the second. We'll see how that extrapolates out. It'll be interesting to watch that and seeing how long the added time periods are in games where hydration breaks are a piece. But Nico Elvedi goes all the way back to his keeper in Coble. Plays wide to Elvedi. The Socceroos now pressing. Turns out well. Ball deflected down for Nestoria and Kunda. Socceroos take possession in the attacking half. They rotate it back to Lucas Harrington, who plays it back across halfway into the back of the centre circle. Zaccardi, and now back to Harrington. Sutar, now Zaccardi. Why'd they go now Truant? Not exactly detailed with their passing so far, the Socceroos. They're fighting tooth and nail to keep the football, but they turn it over as they try to transition into attack here. Christian Volpato gives away another foul, taking Xhaka to ground. So the Swiss now move forward. 27 minutes gone. Great to have you all with us. Make sure to hit like on the video, hit subscribe on the channel, and get involved in those comments. Let us know who you think is going to get this one done. Can the Socceroos come back? Will the Swiss stretch it out further? Only time will tell, I suppose, but we'd love your thoughts. How will these two sides compete in their respective pools at the World Cup? Will they progress through? Or will they be eliminated in the group stages? Swiss rotate this all the way back to their defensive line. Float it forward now. Nice ball for Munzabi. Vidma's calling for it out wide, and that's where it goes. Ball now with Xhaka. Deputising in the middle of their defensive line. He passed it on to Akanji. He's wide now. Frula. Ovidi. Xhaka floating it on. Long ball forward, floated over the top, looking for Ndoya. Socceroos now through their midfield and sloppy possession. Munzabi takes it away. He looks up and sees a wall of yellow jerseys. Socceroos see that attack off. Granted, Xhaka feeds it wide. Ball pushed on down the line. Rodriguez coming forward and Truan plays it into his feet. And it will be a throw in for the Socceroos on the right hand edge of their attack. Truan just sent back a little bit. He's meandering quite adventurously down the line before taking the throw. Socceroos rotated across Harry Sutar. Now wide to the left, Lucas Harrington. He's got plenty of space and he decides to take that on. So much space he can take it all the way down to halfway before passing on. As is Bage, he returns it. Ocon Exler to Sutar, back to Harrington. He's working around in the left pocket of defence. Sutar now feeds it straight through the middle for Yangi. Yangi pass on prospectus, not on actual vision. The Swiss play forward and Australia take it away again. Ocon Exler. Sicardi. Out wide on the right. Plays it straight through the middle. Ocon Exler in the centre circle. Tries to play an optimistic ball wide for Bage, but it's broken up by the head of Abisha. Abisha back on the ball now. Plays it through the midfield as Xhaka. Nothing presenting forward, so he goes back to Coble. He'll swing it wide for Rodriguez. Now Vidma. To back into midfield. Xhaka with a probing, long, floating ball. Asking the questions of the Socceroos defence. They don't seem to have a lot of answers just yet. Just over 30 minutes gone. Great to have you tuning in. Make sure you hit like on the video. Hit subscribe on the channel. Get involved in the comments too, guys. Don't be shy. The Swiss sneak in behind here. Trying to push it in and just broken up by Sicardi over the byline. And it'll be another corner for the Swiss. They keep on coming. Ndoya gets up. Puts his presence right in front of the Australian goalkeeper in Patrick Beach. Abisha takes the short one and Ndoya races out to it here. Rodriguez tries to curl into the box. Irunkundi gets it at the top of the 18-yard box with a header. Brings it down with his chest. Opportunity here. They've got a runner wide if they can find them. And Irunkundi's taken from behind. Akanji goes into the book with a yellow card. And that was about as close as Australia's come to an opportunity here. He had Bajic on his left. Streaking down. Ocon Exler there as well. Kanji just takes him from behind. Had he gone much later, it might have been red. So, Australia with a dead ball opportunity. About 40 from goal. Try and float it into the box, but easily dealt with by Coble. A little too heavy hit from the dead ball opportunity. As we get down to the final 12.5 minutes of time, regulation time in this first half. Nzambi pushes it to the left to Akanji, who goes wider again. Rodriguez back in. Frula. Kanji under pressure from Tete Yangi. Now Yangi's going to go into the book as well for a rash challenge there. So now, the Swiss. Wide with Rodriguez. Nico Elvidi. Kanji. Rodriguez again. Chips it over. Finds a target man. Abisha. Doyle working with him. More pinballing around. Bodies on the ground. Remo Frula's down holding his ankle, but the free kick's going to go to the Socceroos. Granit Xhaka is asking the question of the referee, and she's having no part of that. Let's see why he would have asked that question. It was pretty firm in there from Aidan O'Neill. It looked like his foot came down on Frula. But the referee made a decision, and away we go. Ball headed across the sideline and halfway by the Swiss. Australia take a quick throw. Now a long floated ball from Sutar out wide for Aziz Bayic. Somehow manages to win out against Abisha. Plays it infield, little 1-2 with Ocon Engsler. Bit of pressure, and they have to retreat the Australians back behind halfway. Ocon Engsler wide on the left. Plays it onto Harrington. Now Sutar. He'll go all the way back to Beach. Beach drives it long to the right. Beats everyone. It'll race away over halfway and then over the sideline. Rodriguez will take the throw. Akanji on for Elvidi. They push it towards the right now. Heading up towards halfway. He just lays it off there. Ziki Amdouni back. Just getting some touches. Aaron Kunda uses his head to take it away. Ocon Engsler. Working through the midfield here. O'Neill. Played wide as is Bayic. Ocon Engsler. Back to Harrington on halfway. Trying to be patient, the Australians, but not a lot presenting. Sutar. Nice ball through for Aaron Kunda. And Kunda pushes it forward. Just under pressure. Doesn't really put it to his own advantage or anyone else from the Socceroos. And the Swiss take it away through Vidma. Elvidi. Akanji. That's a bit of tic-tacking. Nzambi almost comes away with it, but the defensive support from Ocon Engsler gets it taken away, and it sits back for Sicardi to hand it off to Beach. And now Beach pushes it forward. Aaron Kunda takes a clip. Wanted a foul, but the referee, again, not seeing it the same way. Elvidi to Akanji. Back to Coble, sorry. They work it forward. Just a reminder, of course, Australia in Group D, and they'll take on the likes of Paraguay, Turkey, and the USA. While Switzerland find themselves alongside Qatar, Canada, and Bosnia and Herzegovina in Group B. A group that the Swiss will very much fancy their chances in, I think. Another challenge here. Little firm from Kai Truan. We head down to the final 6 and a bit minutes of this first half in regulation time. Good to have you all tuning in. Make sure to hit like on the video, hit subscribe on the channel. Get involved in the comments too. Let us know how you think this one ends up playing out and what are the key takeaways for these two sides out of this? Is it about cohesion? Is it about getting a win? It's about just giving some game time into the legs of a number of these players in the lead up to the World Cup, which gets underway in a few days. Ball driven long here. Anzabi's got the jump. As does Ndoya, who's the man who goes after it, and the flag goes up against Ndoya. So Australia now work it forward. Harrington again with space, takes it on. Bates drives it all the way back to the captain in Sutar. Just need to see what sort of changes the teams make at half time. Switzerland definitely on top in this one, not just on the scoreboard in terms of territory, possession, opportunities. Australians haven't really had anything that's looked close to an opportunity here. Darren Kunda works it with Aidan O'Neill. O'Neill wide now. Harrington wider again to Baich. Darren Kunda back to Harrington. Now Baich sitting in field. Aidan O'Neill's drifted right over to the left-hand edge. Baich, they go back to Harrington. Baich again, rotating it back. We go back, Harrington, Sutar, all the way back to Beach. Swings it wide to the left. They're deep in their defensive territory with Harrington. Now Baich tries to play it forward for Irankunda, but Alvidi takes it away and then is fouled by Irankunda, just gives him a hug. The Swiss definitely came out of the blocks better. It's settling into a bit more of an arm wrestle, but it's still an arm wrestle that's leaning in the favour of the European side. Good to have you all with us, tuning in as the Swiss try to make a little probe down the left-hand side with Ndoya, the goal scorer, but he can't control it. It goes across the sideline, and Australia get a throw. And it will be Kai Truan to take the throw. Australia now work it into their 18-yard box with Harry Sutar. Harrington pushes it wide now as his Baige has time and space. Takes it on and then feeds the ball inside. Opportunities presenting, but Australia can't get the cohesion going. They end up pushing all the way back here to Harrington. Misdirects a pass. Baige does well to keep it in the field of play. The Swiss also allegedly keep it in the field of play. As his Baige appealed for a throw in, it certainly looked like he'd taken it over the sideline there, Vidma. But instead, the way they go with Rodriguez, they've managed to cycle it over to the left-hand side. Just working around here, the Swiss. Back to Akanji. Elvidi. Plays it into Manzambi, who goes to Abisha. Granit Xhaka now. Manzambi back to Akanji. Probes it forward. Just work it back through the back line again here to Swiss. They're happy to maintain possession and just control the game. Now, Abisha's got room down the right. That space closes as Bajic comes across. Now turnover, Irankunda on the break. Plays it out, now in front of Yangi. Gets a clip from Akanji. It'll be a foul. Akanji wants to argue the case, but I don't think the referee's having much of it. 90 seconds remain of regulation time in this first half. Tete Yangi certainly took the contact on board very easily. It was just a couple of gentle hands around, and as soon as he felt the pressure, down he went. The man is already in the referee's book, Manuel Akanji. A little frustrated. So, have a dead ball opportunity. It'll be Christian Volpato, the man of many controversies. Previously declined opportunities, we believe, to play for Australia in the pursuit of playing for his other country of heritage, Italy. But in the lead up to this World Cup, with Italy not qualifying, he's taking the opportunity. Oh, my. Flying over there from the dead ball. Harry Sutar gets his head to it and pushes it just wide of the goals. It was a deflection from Sylvain Vidma at the back post and then played up onto the head of Sutar. Couldn't quite get it to go where he needed. So now, that's the best opportunity in the shadows of half-time the Socceroos have had, but it gives some promise going into the break. Coble. Fourth officials indicated 3 minutes of added time will be played. Yeah, into that added time now. So not long now till the half-time break, and fair to say the Socceroos have been fighting from behind for most of this half. Working around, referee takes a little deflection and pulls it up and says, we'll have a drop ball, gents. Drops it at the feet of the Australian captain. Ocon Engsler playing it back to Sutar, who just wants to go all the way back to Patrick Beach in goals. Plays it out wide to the corner of the 18-yard box for Harrington. Plays it wider again for Bajic, who looks downfield for Yangi, but it's picked off at Manzambi here. Wanting a free kick as he tangles with Ocon Engsler. Bajic goes back and picks up the crumbs. He now feeds it on to Harrington. Harrington just connecting through that midfield. Yangi dropping back in. As is Volpato. They're fairly dynamic front three at the moment. Have to rotate it back. Nice little layoff there from Irankunda for Ocon Engsler, and that should be a foul, and that'll be a yellow card. It's for the captain, Granit Xhaka. He knows we're getting late in the half and didn't want to concede a breakaway there. Just grabbed the shoulder of Ocon Engsler and arm and pulled him away off the ball. Third yellow card of the first half. As Harrington plays the ball, it's deflected down from a Swiss body, falls favourably for Manzambi. Gets it out for Ndoya. Can he get it? Gets a little touch on it, but Beach deflects it away. I was like, my, oh my, we've seen this story before. Patrick Beach was up to it this time. Nice little ball dinked over the top for Irankunda. Bounced around, beats the attempts of Remo Fruller, and now he plays wide on the right. Tries to feed the ball in, but it's headed away by Elvidi. Now, just slowing things down is Akanji. Elvidi on the ball. He'll come wide to the right now. Sylvan Vidma. Granit Xhaka back to Vidma. And the referee says that will be enough right on the 3 minutes. And at half-time, it is the Socceroos trailing Switzerland, the 27th ranked Socceroos trailing Switzerland, the 19th ranked team in the world, 1-0. And it all came about from a nice ball through from Manzambi. Creating opportunities early, putting the pressure on. And Granit Xhaka was the man that put the ball in behind for Ndoya, who after a number of opportunities, one-on-one versus Patrick Beach, just was able to capitalise and give them the lead. 1-0. So there'll be things to work on certainly for the Socceroos as they go to the break. But it'll be interesting to see. We'll take a little bit of a break. We'll rejoin you. As I said, the Swiss lead 1-0 after a 14th minute goal to Dan Ndoya, the man out of Nottingham Forest. That's where he plays his club football. But for now, we'll take a short break at halftime. We'll rejoin you in about 10 minutes or so with the second half from San Diego as the Socceroos take on Switzerland. Welcome back for the second half as we get underway. Socceroos have made 4 changes. We're just trying to get confirmation on who's on, who's off. Certainly the players that are on, we've got Jacob Italiano, Jason Guerrier, Connor Metcalf and Cameron Burgess. Looks like Christian Volpato is one of the players who's made way. Swiss have made a few changes as well. Let's see Fabian Reeder out there. He's chasing down this ball. Lucas Harrington, one of the other players that's gone off. Socceroos try and work this through their defence. Aidan O'Neill, another confirmed out for the Socceroos. Changes at half time. Jacob Italiano taking his spot. Need to lock in who the last one was. So Kai Truant is the final one that's come off. So Aidan O'Neill, Kai Truant, Christian Volpato and Lucas Harrington come off. Italiano, Guerrier, Metcalf and Burgess come on. And for the Swiss, Fabian Reeder is on for Mikhail Ebischer. And Jabril Sow is on for the goal scorer in Dan Ndoya. Interesting times. What can the Socceroos do to try and get back into this one? That could be the question. As Rodriguez wins out here. Makanji gets in after the ball. Nasria and Kunda gets clipped, but gets away here. Takes a shot from range. Oh, my goodness, what a save. He's forced a top shelf save from Gregor Kobel. Kobel looks up knowing that he's absolutely had to pull that one out. And Kunda just took it away. Wound up from 22 yards, and that was going into the top bins if Kobel doesn't get a fingertip to it. Wonderful keeping from the man from Borussia Dortmund. But Nestor here and Kunda showing exactly why he is such a hyped danger man for the Socceroos. And now Connor Metcalf will have the corner for the Socceroos. Just over 4 minutes gone in the second half. Metcalf brings it in at the front post, headed away. Great work at the front post there from Johan Manzambi. But my, oh my, the Socceroos, they hadn't really fired a shot in anger in the first half. And then all of a sudden, Nestor and Kunda winds up with a lightning bolt from range. Now Italiano. Great to have you all tuning in. Make sure to hit like on the video, hit subscribe on the channel, get involved in those comments too. Let us know where you're watching from, how you think this plays out. Now the Socceroos playing it wide. Opportunity going forward now. Ball drop down for Irankunda. Can he get to the outside? He does kick to the outside. He's got to control and play it back in, though. Feeds it into the 18-yard box, but lots of Swiss red jerseys there. See it away. Interesting times for the Socceroos. Trying to get back on top. Switzerland continue to work it through their defensive structure. Hey, Jake, good to see you back, mate. How you going? Ball dropped back by Rodriguez. Worked around now, and that's Sau on the ball. Pushed all the way back. Rotated through by the Swiss. Zaka giving it back to Coble. That's where it sits now, inside the 6-yard box. Italiano. Back to Sutar. Plays it through the midfield. Little step over there by Metcalf. Wasn't quite the delivery that it was asked for. Swiss turn it back over, and on halfway they feed it through. Does the flag stay down? It does. The Australian defence is up to the task. Good to see you back, Jake. Just a reminder for Aussie fans, if you're just tuning in now, we will be doing some NRL later today. Any fans really, as Irankunda collides with Elvedi. He wants a foul for it, Nico Elvedi, the Swiss defender. Now the Swiss send it long. Sutar probing through the middle for Metcalf. Taken down. Metcalf is running into the shoulder of Granit Xhaka. Straight away, the experienced midfielder showed concern for his opponent. Just shy of 10 minutes gone in this second half. The Swiss still on top well and truly. Beach comes out, picks it up, moves it on quickly. Sutar. The Swiss defence just pressing up. It's not an aggressive press, but it's just a slow compression. They get the ball out in front here, though. Opportunity for the Australians. Fed into the box. Yangi, there it is. The equaliser. Tete Yangi. Connor Metcalf with the assist. And the young man playing for Machida Zelvia gets the Socceroos back on level pegging here. It was against the run of play, but it doesn't matter how it looks. It all counts the same for the Socceroos. And they'll be really happy with that. After failing to score against Mexico, here they strike against the 19th ranked Swiss. And it was a complete movement from the back. Long lofted pass down in front. Found Metcalf on the break, and he had Yangi there. Bajic was with him as well. The Swiss defence couldn't recover. Well-placed ball just out of the reach of Gregor Kobel, who was advancing, and Yangi, I thought he might have just overcooked this pass at first. Connor Metcalf. Tete Yangi just uses the right boot and probes it into the back of the net. And the Socceroos back on level pegging after 56 minutes here. That will have some Aussie fans up and about this morning. Rodriguez now pushing it forward for Switzerland. Harry Sutar's over to clean it up. He'll roll it all the way back to Patrick Beach. Cameron Burgess gets himself involved there and draws a free kick. Free kick going as Johan Manzambi. Ball out of play now. Back underway in a moment. It's actually a throw, not a free kick. Apologies. Socceroos will take it. They go long. Trying to work things around here. Nico Elvidi playing it forward. Granit Xhaka back to Elvidi. Elvidi's got a runner wide on the left. Decides to use Xhaka short. And Xhaka now, well, he looked to feed it through. Tries to thread the needle into the middle of the pack. That doesn't quite work out for them. Good defensive work from the Socceroos. Takes it away. Floated dangerously in behind. And he provided the assist in Metcalf. What about Tete Yangi getting it done on debut for the Socceroos? Getting us back on level pegging a couple of minutes ago. Swiss now. The Socceroos look a little more confident. Irankunda goes down at Gregor Kobel. Foul given against Kai Truant. Swiss now pushing forward. Get their numbers going. Amduni turned over, but it'll be a foul against the Australians. Manuel Akanji plays it wide to Manzambi, Johan Manzambi. Does well, plays it into the legs of the Australian defender. And Connor Metcalf, and gets a throw for his side. Takes it back to Orimo Frula. Frula to swing it across to Elvidi. Elvidi now to Akanji. Akanji plays it wide here, Manzambi. He'll play it in behind. Rodriguez trying to get behind Jason Guerrier. Not to be. Good to see Guerrier getting some minutes. Didn't get any minutes against Mexico. Opportunity here in the box. Pinballing around. One of the substitutes feeding it in. Guerrier just sliding on the turf and pushing it away. Rodriguez has got it now just outside the 18-yard box. Sau. Makanji again, Rodriguez. Again, it goes back to Jabril Sau. Rodriguez feeds it into the edge of the 18-yard box. Working it around with tight passing here. Granit Xhaka, Rodriguez, wide on the left. Wider again they come. Reader, back. Xhaka. Reader's going to cross it in, looking to the back post, a little too heavy. Kunda's round there looking to clean up the scraps. Cuts back against the grain. Feeds a pass forward for Tete Yangi. Cops a nudge in the back. Manuel Akanji. That's the second or third foul he's given since his earlier yellow card. He's tiptoeing through a field of landmines with that behaviour continuing on. Last thing you want to see in a World Cup friendly, getting red carded. Metcalf rotates the ball around. Of course, we've got the England-New Zealand game underway as we speak as well. Plenty of other World Cup friendlies going on. Warm-ups. Switzerland. That's a heavy challenge from Truant. Other games later today in the warm-ups. Morocco, Norway. Argentina, Honduras, Brazil and Egypt. Switzerland again here through Akanji. Plays it wide and long to Rodriguez. Back to Akanji. Germany and USA in play at the moment as well. The Germans leading 2-1 over the US. Let's say that England-New Zealand game, still 0-0, about 25 minutes gone. Meanwhile here, we're into the 64th minute. All locked up at 1-1. Switzerland now just working it around through their defensive unit. Rodriguez has slipped back into that defensive wall as Sau plays it off. Now they come wide. Kanji sitting well out on the left now. They decide to try and free things up and swing it wide to Vidma on the right. He drops it back centrally. Elvidi's got some space, so he heads up towards the back of the centre circle. We'll probe it forward here. Frula. Amduni. Now they push through the middle. Granit Xhaka. He'll swing wide to the left now. Rodriguez, he's been busy. And Zambi makes a run to the left, and that's where the ball feeds to now from Xhaka. Zambi, a little step over. Jason Guerrier, one-on-one with him defending in the edge of the 18-yard box. Granit Xhaka curls the ball into the box dangerously, and then just headed away at the back post. Good clean-up work in the end from Aziz Bayic. They could have been nervous with a couple of red jerseys floating around beyond the back post. Other games at the moment, Scotland and Bolivia in play. Scotland have already scored 2, 24 minutes in. Interesting fact for the neutrals, Harry Sutar, who's captaining Australia today, his brother is in the Scottish side. So two brothers both playing at the World Cup for different countries. As Reader curls this into the box, it's slapped away by Beach. And take it on. Ocon Engslet decides to play it down the line. Going to be a little too fast even for the lightning pace of Nestroy Irankunda. So yeah, Harry Sutar's brother John plays for Rangers. In the meantime, back here, and Zabi pushing it wide. Back into the defensive unit now for Nico Elvidi. Elvidi laying it off. Dooney dropping deeper again. He's got it in the defensive line. Something they did very well is just rotating numbers through to keep that ball moving, dropping back and utilising across the back line. Pushing those probing mid to long passes. Akanji pushes it forward now. Vidmar ball in behind as the flag stay down. Patrick Beach slides out to it anyway, so it's not going to matter. Look for Jabril Sao had gotten the jump. Again, there's exactly what I was talking about. They're just working it forward until they see that lane open up. A run eventuate. The Socceroos working here. Italiano for Ocon Engsler. They're just so good at picking that pass. So accurate. The Swiss, it's going to be entertaining to watch. They're going to get some thrilling goals against the run of play, I think you'll see during this World Cup. A little bit of argy-bargy here. Irankunda prone to a silly foul, and it goes into the book here with a yellow card. Certainly raised the ire of the Swiss team. They already take things into their own hands. That's why Granit Xhaka was on the ground and Nestor Irankunda just came and poked the ball in between his legs as he was laying prone on his face. I don't think there's any real outcome from it, but in terms of injury or impact, the referee sends the players for a much needed cool off / hydration break, and I think more so from a tempers point of view than anything else. But nonetheless. So the hydration break all locked up at 1-1. It's been a great response from the Australians coming out in this second half. A wonderful goal scored by Tete Yenge on debut. But who can take hold of this final 20 or so minutes? That might just be the question. See some changes coming here for the Swiss side. Quite a host of them. Five or six changes coming for the Swiss. We're going to see changes for the Australians too, so we'll try and pin down all of these for you. Fourth official's working overtime. Only person. See, as is Bayich is one of the players coming off, as is Tete Yangi. So this could be a very different looking remaining 19 or so minutes. Bear with us while we work out what's happening where here. So it looks like as is Bayage is coming off. Jordan Boss will come on for Australia. So Tete Yangi will be, looks like he'll be replaced by Toure. And while the game goes on, and we'll keep trying to work to what's happening here. Estrella and Kunda off as well. Matthew Leckie on. And Paul Ocon-Engster off. Jackson Irvine on. I think that should be all of them. The only players remaining for the starting lineup, Patrick Beach, Harry Sutar and Kai Truen. Eight changes in total for the Socceroos. Switzerland now working the ball around. They've got quite a few as well, as I said, which we'll work through in a moment for you. Playing around the outside here, and the Swiss had just cleared away in the end. So if we can work out the changes for the Swiss, because they've similarly only got Frula, Akanji and Kobel left, so they've made 6 changes in that window. I know Zaka as well, so they've made 5. The players coming on, Zakaria, Amenda, Muheim. Eaton is on as well. And Jashari. But in the meantime, the ball's pushed across the byline here. Socceroos just couldn't deal with the clearance. All headed away by Harry Sutar off the 6-yard line. Corner taken, and it's almost put into next week, but does yet headed back just off the byline, not completely dealt with, and the shot soars over the crossbar. Dennis Zakaria. Australia now, after all of that, end up with a throw, which will be Jackie Italiano to take. Now Mira Muheim has the ball, plays it back. Amenda. Socceroos on the attack here. Metcalf, a little heavy touch, and it's turned over. Xhaka takes it away. Sutar tracking back heavily. Gunduz, how are you? Hopefully I've pronounced that correctly. Thanks for joining the chat. Great to have you tuning in. Make sure if you are tuning in, hit like on the video, hit subscribe on the channel as well. We'll be back through plenty of the World Cup with lots of matches. Doing as many as we can cover. 2-1, you think? Who's going to get it done? Are you backing the Swiss or the Australians? Score's going to be 2-1, you think? Hey, Gareth. Look, they've tightened up, but to be fair, it was against the run of play. They've dominated the play. The Swiss, they've dominated territory. It was against the run. So, yeah, they haven't quite managed to convert that into scoring opportunities, but nonetheless, they've certainly had the better of it. Azerbaijan. Not quite sure what you're trying to say there. Gunduz. So yeah, Gareth, certainly to your question, the Swiss they've had the better of this, but as is the want of a game of football, as the Socceroos just fumble that across the sideline and here come the Swiss now, floating in behind, dangerous ball. Sutar gets up, heads it away. Guerrier clears it a little way. Thanks for joining, Gunduz. Here come the Swiss again, pushing forward, this time with Reader. Muheim crossed it in, dangerous. Oh, headed just over the crossbar. Beautiful work there. Beautiful lead-up ball from Reader. And Cedric Itten got the header. He's off balance. He just got underneath it a little more than he wanted to. I feel Patrick Beach had it covered, but I tell you what, that was tight. Understand, Gareth, understand. Here comes more changes for the Swiss. Speaking of getting a result. It'll be Christian Fastnacht. Coming on. Ray Comert. And from Valencia. And Noah Okafor. A bit of a mix of what they've just brought on, mate. So Fastnacht is a forward. Comert a defender though, and Okafor, he's a forward as well. So I'd say they've gone a little more attacking. With just having a look at who they're bringing off with a question. But they've essentially brought off the remaining outfield players. So Kanji for Comert will be like for like. Xhaka for Fastnacht maybe gives them a little more attack. That's probably the one you're looking for there, Gareth. 10 minutes remaining. We'll get some stoppage time as well. Great to have you all tuning in. Make sure to hit like on the video. Hit subscribe on the channel. Here they go, pushing it forward. Okafor on the ball. Little step over at the edge of the 18-yard box. Plays it into the box. Harry Sutar calmly steps in and drives it over the sideline. He's been strong, the Aussie captain today. He's taking the armband off though, so that tells me that Australia are making some changes too. Looks like Milos Deganek getting ready to come on. As is Cam Devlin. So it will be Kai Truan. And Harry Sutar making way. So 8.5 minutes remaining. Switzerland dominating possession, dominating territory, but the scoreboard level pegging. That's a beautiful ball now, out wide. Attacking opportunity. Might be a foul for a high boot. It's going to be a yellow card for a high boot, actually. That's going to go. Against Okafor. I don't think there was much intent in it. But nonetheless. Both teams have completely rotated their outfield 10. Only two players that started the match that are still out there are Patrick Beach and Gregor Kobel, two goalkeepers. Just under 8 minutes remaining. Australia going forward here, but the Swiss again break it up. Now Okafor, who's had some really strong involvement since he's come on, a young man from Leeds United. Patrick Beach comes racing across and drives that across the sideline. Sau goes to take the throw, decides better of it. Give it off now to Muheim. Muheim looking for an option. Plays it forward. Swiss wanting to find that goal to take it. Jackson Irvine just pushes that across the sideline. Now they push wide. To the right do the Swiss. Zakaria on the ball. Nice little touch there to beat one man. Cuts inside against another. Feeds the ball in. Turned over. Socceroos take it. Toure now on the ball. Wanted a foul. The referee ends up getting collected rather than giving a foul. They'll have a drop ball and we'll get moving again. Play wide to Okafor. Got Muheim with him, and that's where he goes, around the outside. And Muheim plays it in, looking for his own advantage inside the 18-yard box. Just deflected there by Irvine. Not completely dealt with, though. They race around the outside here, and Reader will play it in. Guerrier gets ahead to it. Sau drops it down. They kick it wide now. Zacharia's there. He's going to have to track back, though. The Socceroos have reset the defence well. Under 6 minutes remaining. Ball fed through the midfield and rotated back to the defensive line. Jashari pushes it wide now for Zakaria. Zakaria back to Jashari. Floats it out wide. Okafor's there. Okafor to the edge of the 18-yard box. Probes it in. Guerrier heads it away. Doesn't get it far, though. Muheim cleans up. It's only about 25 out from goal. Gets a pass straight back. Jashari. Jashari's busy. Floats it again off the left this time. Headed away by the Socceroos. And there's Toure. Picks it up and gets a little clip. Nothing major. The Socceroos will look to get moving through Jackson Irvine. And here they go, the Socceroos. Could they maybe find something against the run of play? It would feel harsh if the Socceroos did get another goal here. Swiss turn it over, but a foul called against Aurele Amenda. Heading into stoppage time in the first half, England and New Zealand still 0-0. Cape Verde have taken the lead against Bermuda. And Scotland lead 3-0 leading into half-time against Bolivia. The Germany-USA game is full-time. The Germans got the win. Earlier today, Portugal beat Chile as well, 2-1. Red cards for both sides there. And some more games coming a little later. Leading into this World Cup, there's plenty of other matches. As we get to the end of the warm-ups, Brazil and Egypt playing today. That'll be an interesting one. Argentina, Honduras. Jamaica, South Africa kicking off shortly. Curacao in action as well, up against non-World Cup side Aruba. Ball going forward here, Toure. Almost got it around, but out of his box. It's Coble. He sends it long, and the offside flag goes up. One goal apiece, a goal in the 14th minute to Dan and Doyer. The man from Nottingham Forest gave the Swiss a lead. They held that until into this second half when Tete Yangi, on debut for the Socceroos, got a goal. It's a wonderfully worked goal. Kind of Metcalf was a key piece of the leader. The Swiss bring this down here in their defensive half and working it around inside the final 3 minutes of regulation time. As Comer plays it on. They push it wide now to Zakaria. Trying to massage the ball around. Here comes that long threaded pass, but it's headed away. And it'll go over the sideline right on halfway. And Muheim will take the throw. Great to have you all tuning in. Make sure to hit like on the video. Hit subscribe on the channel if you haven't already. It does help us to grow the platform. As we said, we'll be back. Plenty more live watch-alongs through the World Cup. Doing certainly the first couple of Socceroos pool games, plus a host more. Trying to do a couple of New Zealand ones as well. That's the Scots score in stoppage time in the first half. They're putting on a clinic against Bolivia. They're up 4-0. England have got a goal as well in stoppage time against New Zealand in the first half. So it will be 1-0 at half time. The Socceroos push forward here. Ahmed Toure gets the ball out wide near the byline. It's Harry Kane who scored for the English as Switzerland clear this away. Ball pinballs back into the 18-yard box. Now it falls down. Guerrier almost had it. Shot taken from way downtown from the Socceroos, well offline. 90 seconds of regulation time remaining. Good defensive work from the Swiss here. They're looking composed. Australia, the only time they've really looked like getting them is on the break. That's exactly how the goal came about earlier in the second half. I was about to say, here's an opportunity after Geordie Boss won a ball there, but it's judged a foul, and Zakaria will be given the free kick. Okafor now. Jacob Italiano just gets the boot in and pushes it across the line. Interesting times here, the Socceroos trying to hang on. A much improved performance from what they put in against Mexico. Positive they've got a goal on the scoreboard as well, but Switzerland have certainly dominated the match for the majority of it. Just haven't been able to turn it into goals. Socceroos' defence has been strong. Last line efforts. Tuning in from Northern Ireland, Gareth. There you go. So, Gareth, who is your side in the World Cup then? Are you a Northern Irish? Are you a Northern Irishman, or are you just based in Northern Ireland? 3 minutes of added time, says the official, fourth official. It's wonderful to have everyone tuning in. If you haven't already, please hit like on the video, hit subscribe on the channel, and like Gareth, let us know where you're watching from. Always good fun to have people from 3 minutes of stoppage time, Gareth. 3 minutes. And we're 20 seconds into that at the moment. The Socceroos working it around Guerrier. He'll play it wide now and be picked up by Italiano with plenty of space. He'll trickle his way down towards halfway on the right-hand flank. Nothing presents, so he turns back to Guerrier in defence. Guerrier rotates it on, and they just keep moving the ball around in their defensive unit here with Deganek. Cam Devlin now slotting in. Guerrier pushes wide to Italiano. Italiano's just going to chip it over the top, a little hopefully, a little wistfully. Metcalf wins out, then turns it over, and here's an opportunity against the run of play. Pushing in behind are the Swiss. Itzen's in there, tries to probe it into the box, and Guerrier just pushes it away for now. Sau. Muheim. Muheim crossing it dangerously in. Oh, headed up. And then out comes Patrick Beach to take it in two hands. Officially half-time, Bolivia and Scotland leading 4-0. First half from the Scots. Opportunity now, the Swiss. Can they cross it into the box here? They can. Head it over, just over the crossbar. Again, it's that man, Itten. He's looked really lively. Got himself into some great positions. Dangerous from the crosses. Yeah, Northern Irish. Very good, very good. Haven't decided quite yet who to back. The good news is you can have a few horses in the race. That's okay. I think everyone's a little bit like that in the World Cup, to be fair, especially unless you've got a team that's expected to go a long way, as Beach sends this long. Less than 45 seconds remaining. It's not looking great for you, Gareth, I'm going to be honest, unless the Swiss can find something here magically. The Socceroos, they just push it forward. Toure on the ball. Takes it away. Heads down the left flank. Cuts to the inside and collects the heels of Arele Amenda. And this might just be the last salvo of the game. From deep in their own half, can the Swiss conjure something? No, they cannot. The referee, as soon as that free kick was brought back into play, blows full time. And the points, if you will be shared. No points really on the offering, obviously, because it's a World Cup friendly warm-up match. Both sides will take some positivity out of that. The Socceroos will take defensive resilience. The Swiss will be happy with some build-up play. They would have liked to have gotten more goals. Socceroos will be happy they got on the score sheet today. Yenge getting a goal on debut. Dan Ndoya getting the opening goal 14 minutes in for the Swiss. Plenty of minutes in the legs for everyone. No major injuries that look like coming out of it. Mostly positives. And as I say, Dan Ndoya getting the first goal in the 14th minute. Tete Yengi, 56 minutes gone after a Connor Metcalf assist. Both sides will head on into their first group games in the coming days. For the Swiss, they'll take on Qatar on Saturday night, Saturday American time. Just a week away. The Australians will be later that day against Turkey. So the Swiss start against Qatar, Australia against Turkey, both in 7 days' time. Interesting to see how it all shapes. But in the meantime, it is 1-1 at full time here. Australia and Switzerland. Great to have had you all on board. If you haven't already, please hit like on the video. Hit subscribe on the channel. We'll be back a little bit later today with some rugby league action. I've got plenty more live watch-alongs coming. Stay tuned to the channel. The best way to do that is hit that bell icon down below. And that will let you know exactly when we are going live and what episodes we are dropping. Until next time, thanks again. Hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll see you again very, very soon here on The Chris McPherson Show.